Hey there, YouTube fans, Mike Palumbo. I want to make a video, meaning to make a video about fatality hearings. Fatality hearings at the DMV. If you're ever involved in an accident, driving a car, and there's a fatality involved, the DMV is going to haul you in for a special fatality hearing, and they're going to find a way. If you don't present your evidence correctly, whether or not you're at fault, they're going to find a way to find you at fault. And they're going to suspend your license for 31 days. But what happens is, to get your license back after a suspension, subsequent to a fatality hearing, driver improvement does a specialized review. And they're going to figure out a reason to revoke you for at least a year, and it's going to be longer. So the fatality hearing is very, very important to win the fatality hearing, which can be won. It's difficult, but it can be won. Most people call me after they lost the fatality hearing. They didn't present the right evidence. You can't go back and do another hearing. They had the 1-year revocation. They reapplied, and then driver improvement said no. That's where I'm getting it at. Hopefully, you're going to find this video when you get a notice hauling you in for a fatality hearing and call me then. But even if it's subsequent, I can help get your license back. And let me explain to you what needs to be done, okay? Most of the people I represent, really, we're not at fault for the accident. But again, they figure out a reason. What happens is, when you get involved in a motor vehicle accident, the police officer does what a police accident report, MV 104. And on that MV 104, it might say a thing like, it could say anything, The other one I had literally says that the pedestrian wasn't paying attention, walked into the road, and it was struck. I mean, I've never seen that before, where they basically blame one person so overtly. But it didn't matter. The guy got his license suspended. In his case, because even though a police accident report is filled out, and even though it was sent into the Department of Motor Vehicles, you has to still fill out your own MV 104 and send it in whenever there's an accident with injuries or over $1,000 in damages. No one even knows to do that. I mean, the rule is there, but no one knows it. That's where they nailed this guy on. Oh, well, you didn't fill out your own MV 104, so we're suspending you for 31 days. They're looking to suspend you. That's what they're looking to do. What you have to do to defend yourself at the fatality hearing, you just can't go there and testify with the police report that may not even support you. Because even if it doesn't support you, the initial police report, whenever there's an accident, a fatality, they call out the police always call out a specialized fatality accident investigator. They do a plenary investigation. They do a secondary report, and they take photographs. There's also the autopsy report, which shows mechanism of injury. You need to foil those documents. Get all that stuff in and present that as evidence. The photographs, the real report, not the frontline report that the patrol officer took. The real fatality report, which most times exonerates the driver. Now, if it doesn't exonerate you, you still do the hearing, and we present the best evidence we can. But, most of the time, like with this one client who's contacted me after he made 2 applications to get his license back after being revoked, suspended, then revoked, they still can't get it back. So what I'm doing for him now is I'm getting all that information, and I'm gonna make his 3rd application to get his license back with driver improvement, and I'm gonna submit all this evidence to them. Say, look, this was a mistake. He shouldn't have even, had his license suspended to begin with. The hearing officer didn't have all this. And what ends up, the way it works with the New York State DMV is they have driver improvement is a specialized unit of the Department of Motor Vehicles created to vet things like this out. Whenever you're revoked for any reason and you want to get your license back, they got to say yes. With fatalities, it goes to a supervisory and a panel review. So what I'm really doing is I'm pressing the supervisor and the panel. Whenever I've done this for anybody and I've had decent evidence as to what happened, I even had a guy that had a rollover and he was just going too fast. It was in the rain. It was just a mistake, and his passenger died. He was at fault, but I got him his license back. So they will give you your license back. You got to give them a reason to give them your license back. So if right now you've been involved in a fatality and you haven't done your hearing yet, call me. If you've done your hearing, you lost, because you always lose. You can't get your license back. You made an application, or you're going to make an application, call me. I'll make the correct application for you, and you'll get your license back as soon as possible. Again, this is Mike Palumbo, and I'm Glad you're watching my content. And if you need me for any legal matter, just give us a call. Bye.